Okay, so welcome to our technology hour. It is now 12:34. We're going to go ahead and get started. Today, we're going to talk about the commission tab. It's going to be a really short, quick class. If this is the first time that you've seen it, feel free to stop me at any point, ask any questions that you need to, or if you have any points of reference for using this, or if you have some situations in which you need to iron out really quick, feel free to ask. With that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So hopefully everybody can see my screen. So the whole purpose of I was going to say green sheet, but we used to use this thing called a green sheet. But the whole purpose of the green sheet slash commissions tab is the last step in you getting paid. So what the assumption is at this point is that you've already, gone through all of your inspections and everything in your transaction, and you're going to be going to closing probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And so this is a good time for you to make sure that all your paperwork is done and in. And once everything is in and accepted and approved by the brokers, then at this point you would come in and you would come into your opportunity and you would make your commissions tab. So what you would do is come into your opportunity, and I just created one, Haywood Barney Buyer. And you'll come over to the offers tab, and we will we will add a new offer. Okay, and you can call this whatever you'd like to call it. I usually just leave initial offer because there's only going to be one offer here. So you create offer, and the whole time you'll see that the commissions tab is grayed out. So you have to do this as step one, and then this will be highlighted for step two. All right. So then you'll come in, the offer date. So this is the date that you ratified on your contract. So let's say that we ratified on the 21st of October, and we're going to close on the 25th of November. Actually, let's say the 27th. All right. So we have a few days until then, but we're going to go ahead and make sure that all our paperwork is in on time to get paid. Okay. So the property address, um, I'm going to say 3909. Oh, this is not correct. Let's see. 3909 Old Dominion Boulevard. Yep, that's correct. Oh, that's interesting, but okay. So you find the address and then you click parties. Okay. Now, the only thing that you need to fill out is anything that has the star here. Okay. Now, as far as if you're representing the buyer side, then the buyer's information is going to be there and your information is going to be there. Okay. So now we just need to put in a name, and that's the name of the seller and the associate's name. So whoever's on the representation side, you'll put them in, and that's it. You don't need to put email and phone number and all that stuff unless you absolutely want to, but you don't have to do any of that. Anything that has a star is what they're looking for. Okay. So now we click next, and now we're on terms. The only thing in here that you have to add to go to the next stage is going to be the terms. Okay. And these two are going to add up to equal the sales price. So you look at and you say, okay, they are financing $450,000 and they're putting down $200,000. Okay. for a 650 sales price. Okay. Now, your earnest money amount, if you know what that is, you can put it in. It doesn't really matter to the endpoint. And if you know if the seller is going to contribute certain amount to, they call it a residential service contract, but we know it as a home warranty. And then if the seller is going to contribute to closing costs, you can put that in. But that's all background information for the MCAs or the people who actually pay us. All right. The agent analysis, you don't have to do anything with. So you'll just hit save. And now you have this offer here. So what you'll notice is you have to accept this offer and then the commissions tab will go live. So we accept, and now you'll see the commissions tab is available. So now we'll click on that commissions tab. Now, one thing that you'll see is down here, you always have some sort of error. And the error today is you're missing the contract date. So you just go in and edit general information. Contract date, we said was October 21st, I believe, and we'll save the changes. Okay, so at this point, what you can do, like if it's just you on this, like if it's just you getting paid on this, then you can look at this and you can say, okay, total commission that came in is 19,500, and that's assigned to me. And so because I have to pay into a cap, we have the royalty and we have the company commission taken out. Okay. And that leaves me with 12,480. And so the office will get, $7,000. I'll get 12,480, and then everything looks good. You submit. Okay. So it's really just that simple. Now, when it comes to paying out other agents, so let's say that you're on a team, you will have to add another agent. Okay. So whether you're on another team or you're working with another agent in your office, you have to add another agent. So, and this database is only, in your team. Okay. So I'll add Bruce Was there, and the agent units, if you've agreed to split up what the agent unit is, that's fine. Just make sure that whatever you do, it all adds up to 1. So if it's going to be 60/40, then this would be 0.4, yours would be 0.6. Okay. Now, really, this is where it matters, is the agent commission gross. So let's say I told Bruce I'll give him 25% because it's a referral fee. I'm going to do the math really quick. 100 times 0.25. Okay, so he would get 48.75. 48.75. Okay, and it doesn't calculate, you don't see what his royalty and commissions are going to be. And then you save changes. Okay, so now it says the excess agent commission is 48.75. So I'll have to plus 14,625. So I have to edit this and make 14,625 and then save changes. Okay. And so now this is going away. That error went away. You can see here that I've added Benjamin Was, and I still have my amount. The pay to the office amount from the check goes down. because that's being calculated. This is how much I'm paying to the office. And if there, it looks like Bruce is paying something to the office as well. Okay, so they calculated all of that for him as well. So so between the two, those two should add up to the original amount. Now, let's say, for instance, so let's say that there was no Bruce. Remove. And let's say that you had a friend who's an agent in California who referred you to one of their cousins who lives out here. Um, then what you would do once you close with them, what you would have to do is pay them out an amount. And so we'll do edit agent payment, and you want to add an item at the bottom, and now you want to do an outside referral. Okay, so when you click on outside referral, remember you have to put in everything that has a star. And so you're going to have to get a W-9 from this other agent, and that W-9 is going to have their EIN number, and which is going to be the tax ID. And so you'll put in that tax ID number, the brokerage company name, the agent name, the address of the brokerage, and their phone number. Okay. So those are the things. And then you'll put in whatever referral percentage, usually 25%, sometimes it's 30%, just depending on your agreement. But you'll put in that, and then you'll add it. Okay. Once you add it, it's going to be added as a line item. It's going to be added as a line item here. Okay. Now, some of the other options that you have are, scroll down to the bottom. Okay, so some of the other options that you have are bonus. So a bonus is essentially, sometimes you'll see where the agent, in order to sell the house, the seller has agreed to pay an extra bonus. Like usually it's $5,000 or maybe a little bit more for a ratified contract in a certain, couple of weeks, right? And so if you're in a part of that and you're going to get a bonus on top of whatever your normal brokerage would be, then you would just put that in, okay? So we'll say we got a bonus of $5,000, and because we have not capped yet, we have to split that with the market center, and then you add, okay? So you add that here. Oh, I have to change this as well. It's at 19,500. Okay, so, and you'll see that the bonus came in. So the total commissions was 19,500. The bonus is 5,000. Your pay to the office is here. And part of that is company commission. Part of that is royalty. Okay. Now, if you are, so you have, okay, so we have concession. So concession is essentially, let's say you get to the end of the transaction and for some reason your client changed their mind and now they want a home warranty to move forward. And so the seller, they're not going to pay because they're at a different point of the transaction, and that should have been asked for up front. And so now, to save the deal, you say, okay, well, I'll pay for a home warranty for you. That has to be paid for at closing, and make sure that it's on your closing disclosure. Okay. Now, the way that you'd show it here is in a concession. And so you would have to get a concession letter from the broker stating that, it's okay to pay the, let's say it's $700 for that. So you're going to put in $700 once you get that, letter signed from the broker, and you will have a concession is on the statement and it's off the top. Okay. And then you add. And so then you save changes, and now you'll see the concessions show up here. So everything that you add will be here under, and this is everything that's coming into the office. Okay. So they break it out into everything that's coming into the office or leaving the office, and then what you're paying to the company for either royalty to KWRI or the company commission, and then this is how much you will have, which is what's left over after sorting out all of this. Okay. So that was concession. Now the next one is a deduction. So there are some agents that will have to pay a 175, I think it's called a transaction fee. And this is for every single transaction that we do, whether it's on the listing or, well, not every single, whether it's either listing or buying. We don't charge it on the rental side, but it is on purchases and listings. Okay. And so if you're not charging your client that, then it's actually coming out of your pocket. Okay. And so the way that you would put that in as a deduction. Okay. And mine is 175. And so then I put in description, description is a transaction fee, pay to KW Metro Center, 1701 Duke Street, and add. Okay. And so it shows up there as a transaction fee. You save the changes, and now the payment's updated for that. All right. And that shows, that deduction is showing here. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Deduction. Okay. So we did the deduction. We did the outside referral. The last one is the inside referral. So what an inside referral is if you have gotten a referral from a agent who's in your office, but they are not a selling agent, they're just a referral agent, then this is an inside referral. Okay. And so you just put inside referral, you put in the amount, $3,500, and you would add them. Okay. And why that makes a difference is because when you put in, so an inside referral, somebody that's just a referral agent, there's no company dollar taken out of what you're paying them. Okay. So so essentially they can't be counted in the same way as a referral or another agent that you're partnering with. So you'd have to put them in as an inside referral. And so I think the biggest thing to take away from this is really to make sure that if you're working with someone that's inside your office, then you would just add another agent. Okay. But if you're working with someone that's outside of your office, meaning let's say you're in the Tyson's office and you're partnering with someone who is in the Arlington office, then you would have to use that outside referral. Okay. Which would be this. You would have to use outside referral if you're partnering with any other agent that's outside of your office, meaning it could be in another brokerage like Long and Foster or Century 21 or Remax, or it would also be someone else that's inside of our brokerage, but just in a different office. Meaning if you're in the Tyson's office, you're working with someone from Old Town or from Arlington, then you would do outside referral as well. And you would have to ask for a W-9 in all of those cases. Okay. Outside of that, that's essentially how you would account for your changes. Now, if there's something that, that's happening and you can't necessarily, figure it out, you can always get in contact with me. If you have a question for the MCA, then you can just add a note and you can just start typing here. You can say, I am not sure if everything is calculated correctly. And they're always checking the numbers anyway. And so if something is a little bit off, they will correct the mistake. So this is not the end all be all. Like once you submit this, this is just submitting essentially a form to your MCA. The MCA is always checking against, your CAP agreement. They're always checking against other information that they have before they pay you. And once you've submitted this, this is just submitting. And then once you close, the check will come to the office. The office will look at the address, and then they'll look up the address, and they'll see that you've submitted this. What they'll do then is go back into your opportunity and see if the brokers have approved all of your paperwork. Once that paperwork is approved, then they will pay you. Okay. So just make sure that before you do this, make sure you have all of your paperwork approved through the compliance process inside of Command. And you see two big approvals there. Let me see if I can show you that also. So inside of documents, on this side, you'll see approved and approved for consultation and under contract. And what that means is that all of your required paperwork and conditional, if it's really conditional. So in here, that's not necessary. Everything else that's required, all of these documents have to be here for the approval. And same thing with under contract. Now, conditional, this is only conditional, the financing contingency, only conditional because you have, you may have a cash transaction. So cash transaction is not needed, but if there is financing, then it's required. Okay, so that's what conditional means in that. Same thing with escalation, contingency, and clauses. So it all depends on what your offer entails, as based on if this is conditional or required, and the brokers are going to know when they read through the contract. Okay, so just make sure that all your documentation is here. Then you'll get two big approves, and once all of those are approved, then when you come into your commissions to submit and the check comes in, everything will be looked at, and then you'll be paid. Okay. So that is the end of the information I have to give you. Are there any questions, or is there anything that you'd like me to go back over that I kind of went through quickly?
I may be ahead of the game in my learning, and maybe I'll revisit this when it's a little more applicable, because I'm a new agent and I don't really have anything yet, except today I have just accepted to do somebody's rental, and I have a showing today. Okay. So I guess I need to sort of set something up for now in case they are ready to sign.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. So essentially, I checked
with my PC coach right away too, but she has a very narrow window today, and I thought, is there anything that I could learn from this that I can start filling out? Oh. Yeah. So
Who's that, Matt?
Haywood, and he's on the commissions and.
Okay. All right.
You're Trisha, right?
I am, and you and I have a session right after this, so.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely talk about that after this.
Okay, I might have to hop off now.
Okay.
And then I'll redo this and watch your video, and then I'll be on with you as soon as you're ready for our session today. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Or I'll see you soon. All righty. Anyone else have questions? Pretty straightforward.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, this is Taryn Postawait. Is there any difference if you're doing a listing commissions?
No, there's not going to be any difference. It's all going to look the same here. So
Do you
just,
still need to submit the offer section?
yeah, so you go into the offer section and put in the offer that your seller has approved.
Okay.
Okay. And so once you have that ratified agreement, then that's the agreement that you put into this offers.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, we can adjourn for the day. You get 30 minutes back into your day. Hopefully this has been helpful. It's my goal to have this up by Thursday onto the YouTube channel. If you don't know what the YouTube channel is, just go to YouTube, search for KW Metro Center Technology, and you'll probably see my picture up there, and subscribe. And then when we put in new videos, it will always alert you. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you for coming out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.